and watch it?
Can you what?
Can I open it up and watch it?
Open what up?
Solo.
No. They're making fun of me because I bought Solo and I have not watched it yet. Well, for those in video land, because we haven't started our audio recording yet. Okay.
Testing. 1, 2.
Testicles, 1, 2.
Yes. 3?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3.
It's 3.
Testicles, skepticals, wallet, and watch. Okay.
3.
All right, here we go. Hey, folks, welcome back to this episode of the GalaxyCast. We decided to watch not
3.
Not even
3.
Or 2.
3.
What? We decided to watch 1 Star Wars fan film. Gary wanted to watch 3.
But it was 20 minutes long.
But it was 20 minutes long. It was totally worth our time, called The Last Padawan. At least I'm giving away my viewpoint on it before we even start.
That's a little early.
Thanks. I'm here. I jump right into everything I do, so, you know, why not?
That's what she said. And get in my head.
So we watched this movie called The Last Padawan. I gotta admit, I mean, at least as far as like production value,
done well.
It was done very well. I mean, the production value on this was pretty high. I was
not as high.
Impressed.
Not as high as say Maul.
No,
that we saw. Not even as high as some of the Stormtrooper ones we saw with the tons of visual graphics, but certainly higher than some of the ones we've seen, which look like, you know, hey, that's
toad thrown on a field.
That's my backyard. Let's go in there.
Yeah.
The likes on this video is very high. It's got 31,000 likes and only 2,000
dislikes. Yeah, so it's definitely a film that's being enjoyed by people.
I'm just looking at it from the costuming standpoint. I thought they did a great job with the Jedi costume. The Inquisitor could have been a little bit better. To me, it looked like a Civil War uniform with a cape added onto it. I might be wrong on that, but
I was picturing like a Revolutionary War
kind of,
ship captain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. One of the things that they do with a lot of Star Wars fan films that sometimes rubs me the wrong way is they really take liberties with their Sith. It's like, we want every Sith to look different. I'm going to come up with a new Sith look, and they always seem to change it up so much. It's like, is there any consistency to the Sith side, especially if they're working for the
Not
Empire?
really.
So that's one of the things I've always wanted to see done a bit better.
Like the Sith have to be uniform somewhat.
And if you're working for the Imperials, all you really need is a
patch,
a slicker and a patch.
Yeah, apparently. Although I did think it was interesting that they used the Han Solo leather brown coat.
Yeah.
In for one of the.
Yeah, he's Han Solo light. It's Carl Spicy Wiener.
Carl Von Spicy Wiener guy. You know.
Well,
so there were some, the positives behind this too. I also thought was the choreography.
Yes.
I mean, there was some incredible.
Lightsaber fight?
I thought the lightsaber fight was well choreographed. I thought the pacing was actually really well put together.
I was surprised. Well, pacing for the entire thing wasn't bad. I was surprised that the 20 minutes went along as quick as it did.
Yeah, and I thought the script was actually really well written as far as like when things were getting thrown in. You know, I've seen lightsaber fights that add things in at really awkward, weird times, and I didn't feel like that all that much this one.
I think I can say straightforward about this one is it didn't fall into the trap of so many fan films, which is overstory.
Right.
Trying to do way too much and way too dramatic.
Trying to take a 2-hour film and put it in 20 minutes.
Yeah, this just told, or to make it sound like I have the most epic backstory ever, let me give you all the details. This just took a snippet. It didn't give you, I liked that, like, to give you an idea, this is about a Padawan, this whole show, the movie we saw, and he mentions his master. But unlike so many other fan films where we would get flashbacks and see the master and there'd be something about their relationship and they put so much in, you never see that. This is really the story about a guy who's lost and on his own, a Padawan who never finished his training, and his master's gone. And they left it at that. And that's like the restraint that you don't see in a lot of fan films that I liked.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't need to have all the backstory, and you didn't need to take all the time to tell the back plot to it. We found it interesting. The reason we ran into this is we ran into the trailer for the second version of this, which I'm kind of glad they're
I think they're trying to get funding and stuff for the second one.
Yeah, it sounds like they get
they're doing a Patreon.
Yeah, like a Patreon thing, and then they put out a fan, like he put together
crowdfunding. So they're doing crowdfunding for Last Padawan 2. So
well, we say this as if they're just crowdfunding now. This is the internet. This could have come out years ago.
We could have.
In fact, when did this movie came out?
Hang on.
No. This only came out in April.
Well,
first one.
that was the crowdfunding. Did
that's the second one.
the
Okay.
first one come out in April?
First one came out
In December.
2016. So this one is actually, we're watching an almost 4-year-old film.
Right.
But it's
Oh, no,
still
2-year-old.
Really,
2.5-year-old film.
two-year-old fan
Two-year-old
film, but the crowdfunding for the second one came out in April.
Yeah, so
I-
it might not even be out yet.
right. So that's the interesting part of it. So I mean, as far as me wanting to see a second one, yeah, I actually do want to kind of see a second one now.
I think that one's actually in the process. If you go back through the tab, it says crowdfunding is over in the description.
The film is
Crowdfunding-
coming.
The film is coming.
Oh, cool. Something to look forward to. There we go.
See, now we have.
So we'll have to look for Last Padawan at some point. Last Padawan 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Now, I'll admit, we were kind of MS3 TKing the whole thing the whole time because everything just demands that sometimes. But
Yes.
what did you guys think of the Jedi having the long hair and kind of disheveled look to
He
him?
felt like Qui-Gon.
Did that work for you guys?
Well, I get what they were going. See, at first I thought, and spoiler alert, I gotta jump to the end. We see he has a tail.
right.
I thought, well, he's got a tail, but he doesn't have the shaved head, you know. And then I thought, how long's he been on his own?
Right.
He's still got the tail, but it's all grown over. So I thought that could be a nice touch. That
Right.
he is disheveled because he doesn't have the regiment to follow anymore. He's on his own. And so I thought, at first I didn't like the long hair, and then that touch at the end of him still having the tail but the long hair, and it made me think, yeah, he's not maintaining all the things that they normally maintain. I kind of like that detail.
I did, it kind of made me wonder, like, what happened to Obi-Wan's hair? Like, he always had nice, stylized hair all the
think he
time.
cared.
He cared. He kept
I was gonna
himself pretty
say-
clean,
I'm wondering if the Kenobi film came out, would we see?
Don't you remember? The Jawas stole his haircut.
Oh, care. Those are good.
They stole his books. They stole his easel. He stole his pets.
Was there anything in this movie that really struck you as kind of odd, as we were watching it?
Well, some of the clothing of the three criminals.
I was going to say that the criminals
You know,
didn't quite...
The one guy looked okay with the coat,
Right.
but then the one guy's wearing like a quarter zip, fleece pullover,
seemed very like medieval times-ish.
and the third guy is wearing like
A duster.
a duster, and then like a striped sweater underneath with that
Yeah.
little patch. They're set for the three guys. I get what they were going for, the equipment and stuff, but it looked very like Gary was saying, hey, let's get that pallet up there with the forklift, and
It was kit bashed, you could tell, total
Like,
kit
what
bashed.
they needed to do was maybe make a little bit more of like a cabin look, like they're back and forth, and this is
Okay.
an operation for them.
I would have liked it better if there was a tent over, like they had an overhang that they'd set up, made it look like it was
Right.
an actual camp, not just a bunch
Yeah.
of boxes in the
Right,
woods.
right.
Yeah. What I would have liked the best about it is if they didn't have the Imperial markings on the boxes. And
Right.
The patch on it.
Just put some ore bash on that box or something.
Yeah, just, make them just like a bunch of scoundrels that are just hired to collect artifacts instead of making them Imperial people,
My only other argument too was the box that they put the kyber crystals in. It sounds dumb, but it just looked so medieval. Right? Give it a modern spin.
Well,
You know what I
it
mean?
looked like the kind of box that your average high schooler would have made in shop and
That's what I'm saying.
keeps his pipe in, hidden in his bed, under his bed.
Right.
It's just kind of
And to make it less looking like a ammo box.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like put a modern spin on it. That would have been my only take on it. But put a modern spin on it. I'd have been cool with it.
Backpack behind at the
And I
camp.
was gonna say the backpack was clearly like a nice backpack that they kind of recolored or something to
Yeah.
match his
It
outfit.
was a lady's purse.
I was just about to say it looks like my wife's purse that she has, like that backpack.
No, it
purse
looks more
style.
like Ruth's backpack thing she uses at work, just painted different colors.
So what I guess I'm saying though is we enjoyed this a lot, despite the fact that
all these
if this
little
was
things,
an average
yeah.
fan film, we'd be tearing apart,
Right.
some of the detailing. Yeah, there was the guy had a Nokia phone calling
Star Trek communicator.
There was a number of the small details, but they were kind of like overshadowed or hidden enough by the fact that you enjoyed following the brief story they told.
And quite honestly, the action sequences were pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
when we got to the end with the lightsaber fight, it's a well done lightsaber fight.
yeah, I thought it was
Some
very
of the-
well choreographed.
Some of the ship stuff, the graphics for the ships was very well
I like
done.
that too. Yeah, when the big ship
Yeah.
showed up and you're seeing it through the trees, that was an epic shot. And
And
I
the
actually,
TIE fighters
when they
going over
flew
top.
over with the trees, if we paused it, I'll bet you're seeing the TIE fighter overlapping some of the tree branches
Probably,
because it's
but-
very hard to rotoscope that. But
Yeah.
I'll bet you it goes by so quick you don't notice.
Right.
And it worked. So
Right.
whoever thought that shot up was like, yeah, this will be
And
fine.
they did remarkably with the transitions. They were always swipes because that's very
Yep.
classic Star Wars, swiping back and forth.
Yeah.
So, what'd you guys think of the ending? And so now, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, 2.5 years later, almost.
Go ahead and watch it, and then pause. Okay, go watch it.
So
now unpause. We're back.
How about the idea of that his chest went up and down at the end, and he may still be alive?
I think he's. Oh, I think it's very much.
Absolutely.
Did you guys like that as a like a final?
Yeah, because all he did is remove the herniated appendix.
My kidney, lower. My kidney.
This is what we were doing in the film, by the way. We were sitting there and doing this.
All right, so overall, we'll do thumbs up, thumbs down. If you guys would see it or you would recommend it to somebody else, what do you think, Eric?
Thumbs up. Okay. I give it a thumbs up.
Awesome. What do you think?
Thumbs up, definitely.
Gary, what do you think?
Yeah, thumbs up.
If you're like a thumb sideways.
If you're only giving him that option, he has to go thumbs up.
I'm actually a really high thumbs up on this. I really kind of liked it. I liked it. I really thought it was really cool.
I'm with Dan on this. It was actually really well put together. And
okay, you were really fair to us because either thumbs up or thumbs down. That's all it was. I was going 3/4 the way up.
Okay, I get it. So, for those who put it together, thank you. It was actually a good 20 minutes of my life. I didn't feel like it was some Dude, Where's My Car again, and we actually enjoyed it. So go check it out.
Has anyone made Dude, Where's My Speeder?
Oh gosh.
Has no one done this?
Why are we not doing our own Star Wars fan films? Like, seriously, we could totally... And I'm like, not serious fan films. Like, we'd have to be doing parodies.
Right.
We would have to be almost Kevin Smithing it.
It would be more like Ben in the Desert.
Does anybody have a comic book collection we can sell?
You do Han and you do Luke. And they're like, dude.
Kevin Smith, where are you? Help us out. We can make this happen. We've got ideas. We just need money. And somebody to back us.
Stipulations would be, Bob would be, okay, I'll help you make this movie, Bob, but Gary can't be a part of it.
Probably.
Or you do one, right?
Yeah.
Entirely with sand people, no subtitle translation, and it's just called Dude, Where's My Bantha? And the whole time they're just like...
Actually, we just call it... Okay, we're starting to lose it, folks. So, with that, as we always like to say here in the Star Production Studios, may the Force be with those who listen.
2 shatter points.
And Jedi Killer Dillian.
I had nothing.
I know.
They took the 2 main ones, so crap, what do I do?
Okay, folks, that's it. Have a good night. We'll see you later. YouTube.
Holy!
Why didn't I do that? We need to re-record that.